power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon. They say across the fence line the grass is always virtuous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing rainbows about the murders. When we look out past dividers, we're unsurprised to see more folks erecting fences, becoming detainees. Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all dwell on ourselves, we're the private enemy, becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the strange or unrelated. A power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all, to bring us home. Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokedex in hand. You run your laps chasing the Lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need knitted queens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirrels on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or polar bears from Mississippi's. There's enough Weedles on Montego. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our toga peas here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Spread out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm just down here in slot 8, putting the hot back in hot bar. If you've never seen a Joe Hills stream before, hi, it me, Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. Now, we have been doing some work today. I was listening to some podcasts and doing some work on the roof, trying to figure out if I could close out this episode. I've realized, looking at the footage, a lot of it was just me and Cleo talking about what needed to be done, and it kind of needed to be done before I could wrap up the video. So I'm kind of trying to conclude that now. We're going to record the outro for episode 12 tonight, and then the intro for episode 13, I guess. I think that's right. One thing I was working on today is I like to read a poem at the end of the episode. And so I was like, I haven't written poetry for a while. And I saw this bug report come across my attention, or come to my attention. I think, let's see, who brought this to my attention? I should give them credit for that. Our good friend, I can't find things to click on. Boop, 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 ba-doo. Who is it? Nope, that's experimental. Where's the snapshot? Okay. Yeah, Gaia Eagle, I think, posted a message in our Discord saying, nerfing the Elytra by making it impossible to get, and linked to that strongholds don't generate in 21W37A bug. And so I was like, that's almost a poem. But it's not a poem yet. We gotta write a poem. So what I came up with was what you've seen in the tweet that I linked earlier. I'll relink that just in case anybody just came in, like Fleeting Dream, welcome Fleeting Dream. And the poem is, poppies are red, elytra are gray. Strongholds don't generate in 21W37A. So that's going to be the poem that we use at the end of this episode. But I want to have some dynamic, I want to have like a cool looking setup for that. We're going to have visual aids when we do this. Everyone's welcoming Quiet Devious to the stream by yelling, "Quiet! Welcome!" And I'm like, I'm not going to be quiet. Oh, quiet is welcome. So, here's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking that we make some more of these fancy glowing things, and we put up a poppy and an elytra, and kind of decorate a little bit. Now, what was the trick to these? I needed... Did I combine the existing one with the glow ink? Was that the trick? Or do I use glow ink on it? Yeah, here we go. So we're going to need at least 2 of these. Perfect. Actually, let's leave these 2 in here just in case. And I kind of wanted to have... I'm not sure. In some ways, it makes sense to set this up in the tavern. It's a shame that I didn't get my iridescent wings. Those would have been cool to have for this at the end of all things. We need to get 1 wool and make a painting. Because what I'm going to do is in post-production, I'm going to put a screenshot of that strongholds don't generate in 21W37A on there. Like I'm gonna superimpose it like the I'm gonna make a painting in Minecraft, hang it on the wall, and it'll look like a TV. So we'll go past the poppy, then we'll go past the elytra. So we'll have a poppy in a armor. Actually, we should have the poppy in a... Yeah. That's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the poppy in a flower pot, and then we'll put the elytra on an armor stand, and then we'll have the painting that I'll put the strongholds don't generate in 21W37A. Okay. So, let's grab 1 flower pot. I think I might have left some wool down here. Tooth Alive says the castle looks amazing. Thank you. I'm really happy with the progress. Have we been making any sales? I should have been more assertive about letting people know that we had restocked. Nope, no sales it looks like. Ooh. Actually, let me grab some of these to light the painting from behind with, too. Once we actually do get it. Okay. Welcome, Gusty Gale. Glad you could join us. There's our sound effects. I feel like that sound effect only fires every other time. Okay. Hey, Greenham. We are still setting up. We have not activated the stream yet. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm thinking we set this here with our poppy in it, right? Whoops, that's a steak. I was like, why isn't this poppy working? Because of its stakiness. Okay, we get this elytra, and we're not going to accidentally put it on our body. We're going to put it on that. And I think we're going to need to rotate that armor stand. Actually, now that I'm looking at it. Do I still have the... Is this it? You know, I guess it'd probably be easier to just straight up rotate the thing. To just, like, break it and replace it. But we could use the book to rotate it 90 degrees. Check target. Okay. Rotation. Wait. Mirror flip. You know, actually, there might not be a rotate. Wait. Flipping reverses the stand's pose entirely. Utilities. Okay, you know what? Let's just break this with an axe. Okay, so that should face it this way. Poppies are red, elytra are gray, and then we'll have the painting here. So let's make the painting a wave of paintings. Hey, we got our first tip of the stream from Philip. Thank you for the 20, who says, "Hey, Joe, first grow." Well, here we go. It is indeed time for that first face camera expansion. Please direct your attention down here to slot 8, where I'm going to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanded as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. Okay. So, now, Grian went to sleep. B-Dubs is really, really slacking. Normally when normally when B-Dubs is online, I try to race with B-Dubs to get to sleep first. And apparently that was not necessary. Dripstone block, really? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get this painting. And we're gonna put it, nope. Here. Nope, don't want the spider. We might have to... Yeah. Okay. So we would come over here. Poppies are red. Elytra are gray. And then what I'll do is I'll... In the video editing software, I'll replace this window with a window with like a browser window. And it'll show the bug report for that tweet. Oh, I forgot to mention, after I thanked Philip, that if anybody else would like to make the face camera get bigger, we are 20 away from the next expansion, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills. So here we go. Poppies are red, elytra are gray. Strongholds don't generate in 21W37A. Okay, that'll be good. So, great. We're going to come back to that, because we're not ready to record that part of the outro yet. First, we got to come over here and do more work on the castle. So like I said, I was doing some work on the castle when I wasn't streaming earlier, which is very rare for me, but I needed to check a bunch of math, And so I'm not sure what that is, F. Joliffe. But I needed to check a bunch of my math. Joel Stoners is just going to cover the painting, no green or blue screen painting. Yeah, I'll just have it. So what I can do is I can crop whatever screenshot I put in to like from this corner to this corner type of thing, and then just have it distort as I move past it, and it'll work. Because I'm not trying to key it out. I'm trying to use it as a perspective framing device. Yeah. Mahi Zero says you could put lime concrete instead of a painting. Well, the thing is that lime concrete isn't easier for motion tracking than tracking the corners of the frame, right? So, like, if I put in this glow frame, for example, here, I could have it track from that corner of that square to the corner of that square, and then, like, as I move past, like, I could put a square image sticker type thing there. Does that make sense? Now, the hard part is with these frames, they've got that indentation, so you can actually end up occluding parts of it, which is why I'm using a painting, which doesn't have that. I've also put in some of the cobble that's going to match the real-life look of this here. Okay. So, let's see. I kind of wanted to put in some... I'm kind of two minds. I kind of want to use the tinted glass on the windows, but I also kind of think maybe using black glass would be cheaper. Oh no, I just realized I left my other, my change purse, shulker. I didn't put it back in the thing. So let's go do that real quick. But yeah, with video editing software, it's pretty easy to track a rectangle and to like basically affix a similarly proportioned rectangle to it. You don't need chroma green for that. Here it is. Okay. So, when we talked about this, I think we decided that it's better to make the glass... You dye the glass before you turn it into panes? Is that the trick? Okay. Although some of this we actually need to have be just straight up glass, so... Or not panes. I have not seen the language translation feature. That's cool. Hey, welcome Winnie T. Ford. Glad you could join us. We are working on... What? I have been diligently lighting this area. Diligently. And apparently I missed a spot. Of course, I don't have any lights now with which to improve upon this. But that's something else that I was working on. So off stream, I moved the hay bales over so I could work on that next segment of roof. I lit up under here. Okay, that's too much information there, Ice Wizard. Okay. Yeah, translation software is never as good as having a dual speaker, like, or a bilingual person translate it. It can be better than nothing, but really, if you're doing anything professional, you really want to have a native speaker. Because, like, for example, I've seen the word beam talking about laser beams translated as steel, because you can use the word beam and the word steel interchangeably in certain industrial and construction applications, but you can't use the word steel and the word beam interchangeably in optical applications. Notorious LP, character faces you could theoretically do. It might be more computationally expensive to do programmatically because people move their heads around a lot. So with a wall, if I'm just doing a pan, the whole screen is moving, right? But if there's a character walking toward me and looking around, it's a lot more. Somebody says, I think the sound got killed. No, I mean, it's there. People are asking when the stream's going to start. Great question. When will my stream begin? Let me go through my checklist.
"8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title, tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin. After how the items and chest tools break in. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time enchant, pick that, I'll replace the books in a random chest with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take down that setting up stream now sign. I think we're all good. I'm looking at this, and that black glass on the windows. Sorry about that zoom glitch there. That black glass on the windows is really going to unify well, I think. I think that's going to unify particularly well visually with the roof. Now, we've got a few glitches we need to fix. You know what they say, glitches get fixes. This roof over here isn't exactly level, so I got to go fix that. Now, that's going to cause some symmetry problems, but that's okay. We'll fix that too. These towers are going to need to be tweaked a little bit up on the top there. B-Dubs is recording, so he might be who knows where, so we need to get to bed. But yeah, there's a few places that are kind of lopsided. I figure we'll fix those and then record the outro, and that's the end of this episode. Not necessarily the end of the stream, because we're going to have to record the intro to the next stream. Okay. Pause, fold in, and open VLC. Welcome, Tyrannosaurus. I'm assuming you're the same Tyrannosaurus that was hanging out in Ryan's last night. Once again, that was really not what I was expecting, so thank you for being so nimble with dealing with that. That's appreciated. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so as we head up to the top of the roof here, we're going to see what's going on. Excellent. Let me go ahead and, just so I know it's you, around this. Cool. There you go. You should now be a VIP, so there will be a special gem. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So basically, this part of the roof up here needs to go 1 block further that way, and that might technically impact how this rounded part's supposed to go. Is prismarine a permanent feature? Oh, that's actually not prismarine. That is copper. So the real roof has some copper elements to it. Some of the towers have a little bit of copper there. So, yeah, the main roof is more of a tile like we've got over here. So what I need to do to make these towers kind of pop properly, I'm gonna have to heavily revise these towers on the whole. They're kind of a mess. But like these were proof of concepts for the towers. Now, if you look really close at the model, which is hard to see right now, although it might get easier to see, it looks like we got another tip rolling in here. Thank you very much to Philip for the 5, who says, has Sean ever collaborated with Ren's brother Jono? I think that would be super cool. They're both super talented. Great question, Philip. Thank you very much. That is going to put us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. The short answer is, the only thing that's stopping them from working together is that they're both very busy. They both do a lot of music creating. And so anytime that they write music for us, we're always paying them. So we would have to think of a song that was worth their time, because it's kind of a waste to have two people that talented working on something if we don't have like a really solid idea. And then we just have to book them. But you know, that's one of those things like in some ways it's kind of problematic because both of them are so talented. It's hard to say like what couldn't each one just do by themselves. What kind of project would need them to collaborate on it, right? And so I don't know yet what that would look like. Hey, evening Mantygag, evening NJ. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that would look like. It would be really cool if we had them work together on a project, but I wouldn't want to waste that collaboration on an idea that wasn't so cool that it needed both of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, if I think of something, there's no reason I wouldn't hire them both for a project like that. But what is that project? It's a mystery. What if you made the towers larger? They're actually already kind of too big. They're basically decorative. They probably are going to end up being smaller. Yeah, we're talking about Ren's brother and my brother, because they both make music. But we don't. Philip was asking, why don't we hire them to do a collab together? And the answer is because basically anything that they could do together, they could probably each independently do alone, because they're both so talented. Like, okay, so basically we accidentally have this one too short on this side. Let me look at this again. Thank you very much to Philip for tipping another 5, who says, I get that, but let's see the model better. Well, we're 10 away from the next expansion, so if folks want to tip in, you're welcome to via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, actually I'm realizing maybe the answer here is not... Oh, I'm actually... You know what? The answer here is not to move this wall, per se. The answer here is actually to adjust how these meet in the center. So instead of these meeting here in the center... Whoops. Okay, see, that's why we put this here. That's why we put the hay here, to catch our fall when we do stupid stuff like that. Have a good night, Tyrannosaurus. Who says, gotta head out. Thanks for vibing with the pals. Y'all are welcome back anytime. Next time I'm free, I'll stay longer for your stream. Glad to have you. Appreciate you stopping by at all. Wait, Philip D says, last one should have been 15. Okay, you're sorry. Or you're not sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. Sorry, was not trying to get out of that expansion. I looked at it. It popped up on my phone. It didn't show up on the computer at first. And on my phone, the numbers were tiny. So I misread it. So anyway, here we go. It's time to expand. And thank you for the additional 5 there as well, Philip, correcting me on that. I'm so sorry. I would have noticed it when the alert eventually showed up on the computer, but since it showed up, normally I don't read them off the phone. That's kind of a fallback thing. But it happened to come up while I was still answering your question, so I just went with it. That's on me. My bad. But yeah, thank you. Okay, we should probably free up some inventory space here because I'm just dropping blocks all over the place. Okay, so what we're actually gonna do here is we are gonna move this whole thing sideways one. So it'll be slightly off center, but it's more off centerer now. Oh wait, no, this is gonna break it in a different way. Wow, wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Corey Sarsfield, tipping 1. Thank you very much, Corey. That's gonna put us 14 away from the next expansion. Maybe I need to lower this entire thing. You know, honestly, I mean, it's slightly steeper than 45 degrees, so, If I double the width of the center, that creates problems. If I widen it, that creates problems. Because then it's no longer properly centered. Although, actually, it looks like it should be wider. Oh, it actually should be double width at the top. Okay, so now we have 2 problems. We have this thing is a many problem system. Okay. So we're gonna have to break this down, no matter what, is what I'm realizing. Already have a good night, Philip. Yeah. Okay, see, this is why we work on it and then we step away and we come back. Because sometimes you just don't notice something if you've been staring at the same thing for too long. Why do I have this? Don't need that. Okay. So, here we go. So we're going to double the width on... Okay, so it goes 1, 2, 3, and then it hits the spire. So if we go 1, 2, 3 spire, right? Okay. So we're going to double the width, and then it'll come down 1, 2, 3 spire. What is off here is what I don't understand. Okay, so then we go up here like this. Wait, so this should be fine, actually. Hold on, this will be okay. This will be okay. We don't have to go nuts with this. I'm just gonna... Because it's... The way that it was already wrong makes it easier to fix now that I'm looking at it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be okay. That's what's going to happen. Everything's okay. Dark Dialga 7777 tipping 5 says, I'm Joe Hills, and you're listening to Radio Free HermitCraft. So let's go ahead and get that 5 on the board here, on the abacus. Dang it, it's hard to use the abacus while clicking. There we go. Boom. That is going to put us 8 away from the next expansion. Okay, and I see we just got another Patreon patron joining. Just so you know, I have to send those invites to the Discord manually, so that'll come in sometime during the next business day. Because as you can see, my hands are busy with the stream at the moment. Somebody wake me wait. Hey, thank you, Ethan Rogers, for the 5 as well. That puts us 3 away from the next expansion. Who says, hello, Mr. Hills from the mountains of Wyoming. Just bringing you the idea that the chat got drowned. How about for the Bro collab, a fan service full theme set? The theme songs of all the Hermits. Maybe. I'd have to get permission from all the Hermits. And I'm also, like, the thing is, like, remixing existing theme songs wouldn't necessarily require two distinct artists. Like, I almost think if we were going to commission them for something, it would have to be a collision. Okay, hear me out. So, like, something like a head-to-head type thing, like a rap battle type thing, would be more where having the two of them face off, I think, would make sense. Like something where you need two voices that are in opposition, you know? Because something that's just like a sequence of different theme songs, either one of them is talented enough to do on their own. Does that make sense? Like it needs to be, or like a musical. Like the thing is, like, rap battles on HermitCraft have been overdone heavily, but a lot of times with musicals, they benefit from having two musicians working together, because musicals have a lot of dialogue in them, right? And so having something that's more conversational between the two of them would maybe work better. You see what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is, I can't just tell them, hey guys, go write a musical. Like, you need to have something thought out, you know what I mean? And I'm not entirely sure what that is, right? So even if we came up with an idea to give them, concept-wise, we still need to actually kind of figure it out in terms of what they're delivering on, you know, that sort of thing. HermitCraft Superstar. Blaze the Warm Banana Bread says, a song where both are making a separate point and they both sing over each other but still harmonize and stuff. Ooh, I would die. Yeah, see, that's the sort of thing. Sakara at 10 says, musicals tend to have plots. You're right. That's part of the problem. Is like whatever it is, for it to sound like it belonged in a musical would have to feel like it belonged as part of a story. Grant says, I watched Hamilton completely for the first time today. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, we got another new patron. Welcome. Once again, I send those invites the next business day because that's a manual process, and I'm live streaming. Oh, no. And I'm back down here in the hay. Womp womp. Like, the thing is, yeah, I'd have to really think about what that would be like, or how that would work. Yeah, we're gonna fix the wall first this time. We're gonna do this the right order, because clearly that run and gun style of block placement was not going well for us. Okay. So yeah, this needs to be under here. And that's going to get us to the height we need. Welcome, Chris Justice. Yeah, I was hitting the hay pretty hard earlier. I'm so tired. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always tired. Now I'm worried that this roof might be too high, because I moved it up to hit that at a certain point, which is also part of why I had to move. Well, but no, it's supposed to come up in relation to the copper roof about there, so. Dark Dialga 777 tips another 5, who says, HermitCraft, the final SMP. These are the voyages of the starship Joe Hills, its continuing mission to annoy the absolute tar out of Cleo. Here we go. It's time to expand. Oh, my hair is kind of messy. Yep. I've been trying to get back on a good sleep schedule, and I failed. So instead, I took a nap right before the stream. So my hair is all askew. Sorry about that. But at least I'm awake. Okay. So, yeah. But this will now synchronize the two heights that these need to be at. So all of this actually should look way better here. We're gonna fix this, I think. I think what we're gonna do is that a Voyager reference. Probably more of a original Star Trek reference or Next Generation. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Our continuing mission to seek new worlds, to seek new life and new civilizations. I don't know. Okay. So I'm thinking that maybe the way we tried to do this earlier wasn't the best. And that I should maybe try something slightly else. So let's get the sandstone out. We're going to put the sands... Oh, wait, you can make smooth sandstone stairs. Okay, wait. Okay, well, when I think about how these 4 towers work, they kind of slightly protrude, but not too much. So... Let's think about that for a second. Whoops. No, not that. Why do I still have all this stone bricks? We, like, never use those. We do need calcite. Let's go get calcite, maybe. Maybe not. Well, there's just so many parts of this to consider working on. On some level, I'm like, I don't know what to do next. But on the other hand, I'm like, let's just get up there and tear into this. Okay, so I think maybe what we do with these is we just make the 4 spires straight up pillars of a different material. Mattis Mitchell, if you need to go to sleep, then please, by all means, lay your head down and dream. That's actually the theme song. Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how'd it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Okay. Another thing I'm realizing might look good here, actually, is these should be half slabs on the, if I was able to make smooth sandstone stairs, I could probably make smooth sandstone half slabs. Hey, Green M239, I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Tokobot, that song is not a parody, it's a pastiche. It's in the style of 90s and 80s sitcom theme songs, but I wrote it from scratch. And there's even a reprise that we don't always play. Sometimes we play this at the end of the stream, but not often enough. Let me play the outro version of it, even though the show's not over.
The city is bright, but the stars keep growing dimmer. The dishwasher runs, then you find folks from dinner. Killing lights, charging phones, setting alarms to make their tones, winding down, closing blinds, the rest for tomorrow when it's time. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills has left the building.
Which I haven't, because we're just playing that for fun. Since I raid people, I noticed if I do the raid after doing the intro, we lose a lot of people on the raid. So oops, hold on. How did I screw this up? Okay, it looks like I I dug too greedily and too deep on this side. Whoops. Okay, wait. Or, hold on. How is this fine over here, but wrong over here? Hold on. But, you know, and so that was inspired by how a lot of shows would have like a little outro version of their main theme. Some shows would have a totally different one. Now, here's an actual parody I wrote. This is a parody of the Frasier theme about the events at Darmok.
Hey, sucker, that's why Jean-Luc's a wallin', lost jawlards and white timbers. And Shaka, I see, was on his army. Yeah, Shaka when all the walls fall. Ha 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 ha. But I don't know if Jean-Luc gets these lost jawlards and white timber. They're falling again. Good night, Eladril. We love you. Dathan has left the planet.
So that's actually the direct inspiration for the Joe Hills has left the building. Although Elvis has left the building was a thing before that inspired both. But yeah, okay, so here we just cap that like so. So that's now still 2 instead of 1.5. Okay, so in order to get this to actually be 1.5, I think what you actually have to do is alternate them. But we can't alternate the roof, so we just got to kind of accept that these are going to be off a little bit. But this will make the spires work better, I think. Okay. Yeah, this feels better. So, yeah, Star Trek Below Decks, or the Lower Decks, is really good. I was super worried it was going to be a Family Guy ripoff and not a good Star Trek show. Sammy says, I've never been able to decipher any words in this song until the end. They actually make sense if you watch that episode of Star Trek. The entire episode of Star Trek is basically they meet a alien species that talks entirely in memes, and because they don't share the cultural context. So, like, the thing is that they can understand, like the translator, the universal translator will translate things like Temba, his arms wide. But the problem is they don't know who Temba was or in what situation his arms might be wide, right? And so basically, Yo-Yo Dynamics says, Joe, every time I log into your stream, you're working on the same thing. Yeah, this is HermitCraft, and big projects take a long time. So anyway, since they're talking entirely in memes, they can't communicate with other species. And this is an episode about them trying to force a one-on-one conversation in a dangerous situation in order to encourage communications breakthrough. So, Yo-Yo Dynamics says time-lapse, please. Well, watch the video. That's it. Jory says the premise of the episode is the alien civilization speaks only in metaphors, so you get the literal translation, but no context. Exactly. So the way I wrote that song, it actually makes sense if you're familiar with the episode, but you have to know the metaphors, so which is very silly. Whoops. Okay, so on the whole here, this is feeling a lot better. Let's see what it looks like from over here. Are these level now? Those look like they should be level, and if they are, then we can start on the tower. Well, my YouTube should be linked in the stream description, youtube.com/JoeHillsTSD. Okay, so here we go. This is working. Well, I mean, I guess maybe if I try to dream really hard, like if I use my imagination, could I try to envision a time lapse and then like express it in such a powerful way? I don't know. I don't know if I'm that good at envisioning things though. I mean, you're asking a lot here, Yo-Yo. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe if I dream really hard, we can dream a time lapse. Imagination. It's not a very exciting dream. That's why I don't normally dream with things. So anyway, that's enough of my imagination. What have you been dreaming up ever? So let's see. This is gonna be a nightmare. This part of the building should not get narrower like this. It is the same width the whole way across. Okay. Cleo clearly took some interesting, or made some interesting choices there. So I don't know why she even bothered to texture that wall, because that wall is so clearly the wrong distance from where it needs to be. It's our friend Scar. Howdy, Scar. Which means that this tower is in the wrong place, too. Ugh. That's a circle. I don't want to move a circle. She even brought it in closer than she had it originally aligned? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's gonna... It's gonna be a bit of a hassle to move that part of the castle. Wow. I really should have paid more attention to that. Yeah, she texted as she went, but she shouldn't have went there. I'm going to have to make it even. She's not going to make it even. It's going to be wrong if I don't fix it. It's just how it's going to be. Okay, so let's go get up there and put our little things up here. Womp. Okay. This jump boost thing is actually the best. Like, not sarcastically. It is amazing. I wish I understood why every other sound plays and not every sound. But it feels like every other sound plays. Well, that one played. Great. Can't sleep because there's monsters nearby. Move that circle. Lay your head down and dream. Why the glass paint? Well, that's my green screen. It helps me chroma key out my tank top better. It feels like this is about a 45-degree angle here. Actually, it clearly is a 45-degree angle here. So from wherever this part that's recessed is over, so there's supposed to be a circular thing out here. Whew, this is going to be a whole lot of work to move. That's got to be out of scope for this video. There's no way we do that today. Okay. So nope, that's not tall enough. I almost think I should do one of these. Like, because these are really tall, pointy towers. So once we get to this point, we switch over to that. Yeah. So that's 4. Then I think maybe 3 then too. Whoops. Okay, so actually I think we want to go even one lower here, because these towers actually kind of go down a little bit. Okay. Nope, these aren't safety glasses, just glasses. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That was too many, I think. Cool. I think the texture will be distinct enough in the distance, it should still work. Okay, so go down 2. Dang it, wrong block. Okay, go down 2 here. Okay, so if we go this way now, yeah, that'll work. I feel like this is a pretty decent attempt at a roof, right? You did the 2 back pillars higher. Did I? How did I do them higher, though? I think you're right, but I can't figure out how you're right. Is that an optical illusion, or are they actually higher? I think it's good. One's shorter than the others. The third one. Well, let's check it. So these are... Nope, these are all about the same. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So, meanwhile, down here, we actually need to create a little window thing here. That's gonna come up like that. And be white. Of course, we don't have a good way to do that. Can we use F3 to check the height? I mean, we can, but... I need to go get, what can you make a white wall with? Can you make calcite walls? Or quartz walls? Only diorite. There are diorite walls. Well, it'll be really high up. But quartz would really look better. I'm tempted to just use straight up quartz. Or iron might... bone block. A bone block. You're... Rachel, that's the perfect color. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, let's go get bone block. Bone block. Shark. Do. Okay. White concrete's a little bit too white. Because this castle is not new, so bone block is just yellow enough. Yeah, let's grab some of that. Whoa. Dang it, I was going to say that looks really cool in the distance until it pops out of render. That's some fancy purlin. Thank you, Planet Rosa. Something, something, all the way to Planet Rosa. Something hanging on the edge of reserve. La da 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 na 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 na. Wampa dee dee. Doo 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 doo. Calcite was my original first choice, but I realized that bone block is definitely closer to what we're looking for. Because it didn't occur to me. It's just because I was wrong at first. Doesn't mean that we need to stick with my calcite idea. What? Did I go over? Oh, that was a little over the top. I want to kind of go down like this. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll look good. We're not getting all the windows in exactly just yet, but just kind of having a rough idea of them. So there's also kind of two littler windows on either side, like one here. That maybe should be brown mushroom block. Actually, maybe there should be each one higher. I might come back to granite. Pink slime, I can't push that back a block without interfering with the roof is the problem. That was my original plan, was to push it back a block, but there's no way to do that realistically. Okay. So, let's just ender pearl away real quick and see what this looks like in the distance. Yeah, more depth would be good, but I mean, in the distance here, that's going to look pretty okay. I mean, that's coming out pretty well already, I think. That was Here It Goes Again by... Okay, go. Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes again. I should have known again. Diorite wall might be okay. Let's try the diorite wall. Yeah, so if we use a granite walls for the other two, kind of looks like a duck face. Well, we'll fix that. Don't worry. So we want to make... Can you make normal diorite walls? Yeah. So we're going to make those, and we're going to make some granite walls. And then we're going to go to bed, lay our heads down and dream. Dang it, I wish I could see the sky. Any second now. Come on. Come on. Any day now. Any day. Hey, welcome, Alex C. Alex, if you since you signed up for the Patreon yesterday, I went ahead and I sent your Discord invite today. So check your Patreon messages if you haven't seen it. Okay. What do the colors mean on the scoreboard? The green means that people are welcome to bother me. The purple means that I'm recording. Or, no, I'm streaming. So if I was doing something like secret, like spoilers, that I didn't want people to come over here, I could put a red thing up there. Or if I was, like, recording something where I couldn't be interrupted, like something really dangerous, like moving lightning creepers, I could put it on Do Not Disturb. Okay. MKG says, Joe, how much is the Patreon monthly? $5 a month gets you access to the Discord. Dang it. $10 a month gets you access to the Minecraft server. Okay. D. Okay. Yeah, these are going to look a lot more like alcoves. Welcome, Cosmic Amos. Glad you could join us. Okay, we'll give this a try. A try-right. Ooh. Maybe in the distance that'll look okay. Captain Kirk says, I like that you always say hi in the chat. Oh, if I don't greet Scar in the chat, he comes and gets me. He is relentless. There is no relenting. Okay, so that needs to be one higher. I'm looking at the model. On the whole, it's about right, though. Just when you think you're in control, just when you think you're on a roll. Because it's not quite tall enough rectangle. Let's get more pearls. Somehow we're burning through ender pearls like they're oils or something. I don't even know what essential oils are, but there's this quote from Jerry Holkins, who's the dungeon master from the C team, where like him and somebody else, it might have been his friend Eric, were talking, and essential oils came up. And Jerry says, and this has been stuck in my head for years. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago. If you remove all the non-essential oils, then whatever remains, however improbable, must inevitably be the essential oils. Which is a great Sherlock Holmes twist there. I don't know. I'm a sucker for dumb things about things I like. Okay, so that seems to fit the actual castle layout pretty well. Okay. So let's try looking at this from an angle over here. We haven't been over here much. Yeah, I feel like this is coming together. Dan, the indoor man, tips 2, who says, I'm going to fall asleep with you in the background. Well, you know what? Like I always say at the beginning of my stream, Dan, the indoor man, lay your head down and dream. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about these alcoves up here. This feels about right. Oh boy, this diagonal bit though, I'm a little displeased about it. I'm gonna say. But like, okay, in terms of like the stuff that we have to get done for this episode, we had to fix that tower. It'd be nice if we could punch a few essential windows in, right? Where did I put that extra black glass? Let's assume I put it in a chest up here. But so like this right here is supposed to have a window that's gonna stretch from. Let's get this. It's gonna stretch from below the midline here, so it's gonna go down to here at least, and it looks like it's roughly centered in here. So if this is 1, 2, how wide is this? Is this 5 wide or 6 wide? This might be 6 wide. Wait, no, it might be 7. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang it. Yeah. Okay. So that means I'm off by 1. Off by 1 error there. Okay. So then this goes up above the roof line of there. And then there's 2 smaller windows. Which I haven't figured out how I'm going to do those. But maybe 2 slightly different colors of glass. What do I keep looking at? My paper model of the castle. So I'm working on the window that is right here. That one. Yeah, quartz wall would be great. But yeah, as you can see at the top of the so the alcove we just added, or the alcoves, are these 3 right here. Okay, so if we're gonna go, I should really put this somewhere that I can see it better, but that's not better. That's not better at all. Okay. I regret everything. Dang it. More regrets. Okay, so let's go. Dang it. So if we look at it around the side here, it seems like it comes up about as high or slightly below the whatever level this comes to. So if this comes to here, that needs to come down to just below it. So 1, 2, 3, about. And these 2 are where we're going. Okay. Of course, I didn't bring the glass with me because that would have required like foresight. Okay. And this also might not be enough glass in retrospect. I mean, I'm proud of that pearl. That was a good pearl. Yep, not enough glass. Ah, so close. Missed it by that much. Welcome, Basil Bugs. Glad you could join us as well. Evening, Peregrine Chasm. Doing well, thank you. Okay, so we're going to grab more ink and the rest of the glass out of there. We might need... I don't want to go squid hunting right now. I want to just get stuff done. Squid hunting is a distraction. Resource gathering is a distraction. We need to finish this episode. And the way we're going to do that is by getting the core concepts of parts of this building into place, right? Oh, yeah, I used to watch Get Smart with my mom when I was a kid. Okay. We were big fans of that Nick at Night block. I can't see without glasses. Go unicorn. These are prescription. Okay, so the thing is, there's supposed to be 2 more windows up here. And I feel like if we go this high with it, I can't have those other 2 windows there. So let's maybe put these 2 windows here. I feel like one of these should be light gray to make that work, but we better get to bed. Get Smart was on Nick at Night in the early 90s. Okay. Thank you, House in the Trees. Okay, so that actually needs to go down 1 block. Yeah, it needs to go down 1 block. And then I think I need to turn one of the black ones into a gray one or something. Okay. Probably shouldn't have already broken these, although that is a good way to like see what I'm working on. Okay. Hey, welcome, Daniel Wiggins. Okay, so here's what we're going to do with these 2. We're going to put a second black one in here. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some other glass and some gemstones. And make... I'm going to combine this with tinted glass for texture. You might say, Joe, where are you going to get tinted glass from? Well, good news, everyone. We marked a geode location here earlier. Way down here. The beacon does give me jump boost. Thank you for noticing. I'm very happy with it. Okay, so these have all been ready for us to pick for a little while. Okay, 64, 48. Wow, we've picked up a lot already. Drop these arrows. We don't really need those. Loco asked if I have any advice for insomnia. It's usually better to lie in bed with your eyes closed than to get up and do other things. I'm not good at dealing with stuff like that. But if you absolutely have to be awake in the morning, it's better to just try and lie in bed and do breathing exercises with your eyes closed. You'll get some percentage of the benefit of sleep, even if you don't get all of it. But, like, the thing is, though, you don't need to be, like, stressing out, like, oh, no, I'm not falling asleep. You just go, okay, well, my job right now is to lie here in bed, and I'm doing that, you know. Joe Gullo says, hello, fellow Joe. Here from the Pacific time zone. Never catch streams due to kid bedtime routine. Hope you are well. I am doing swell, Joe Gullo. Thank you for joining. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to make some tinted glass. And that's going to have a slightly different outline than the other one. And we'll hopefully make it clear that these are two adjacent but not the same windows. Staring down the barrel, waiting for the ashes of another life. See, jump boost. Woo! It really helps when working on these roofs, because these roofs are all like too high, and otherwise I wouldn't be able to easily navigate. So here we go. We're going to put the tinted glass right there, and so that should look like two distinct windows in the distance. Hopefully it does. Could I make them panes to add depth? The problem is a lot of the windows are going to be on diagonals, Jar of Pennies, and so they're going to have to be blocks. And mixing and matching blocks and it doesn't necessarily read as two windows, but it is two windows. Joining the Yes Wings Club would just mean that I'd be flying. Like, when you need to go up 2 blocks, having a fireworks and wings doesn't help as much as you would think. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so I think here welcome, Ben Dog Plays. Do dark gray rather than black. Yeah, that might work. Let's grab I was gonna say we have bone meal. We have black, so we can try that. We can experiment a little bit. Wait, do I have anything I can dump in here that's plausibly valuable? Okay. I should take this glass out though. Glad to help, Notorious. Ellie loves cheese. We are making a model of Castle Hohenzollern, which is a real castle in Germany. And we are doing it at a roughly 1-to-1 scale. It's not perfect, but it's close. Okay, gray dye. Now we're going to make some gray glass over here. Okay. Or put something behind the windows, maybe. Talia says, Joe, what are you going to use all the space for when you finish the build? Decorating? Makes sense to me. Okay, so this actually is supposed to come down to about halfway up those two. So this one actually needs to come down one more, it looks like. Hey, so good. We are just working on some windows here on the HermitCraft server. It's just me, Scar, and Doc M at the moment. Okay, so let's try mixing these two. Yeah, that might work a little better. And of course, we got a bajillion blocks in our inventory. Part of me just wants to deal with this wall now. But that's part of the model that we're still kind of working on, and I don't want to do it wrong. Because I don't want... I've been redoing a lot of walls as is. Okay. You can kind of tell that's two different... It's fine. I mean, I think it looks okay. Okay, so then on this window, or on this wall here... Okay. Is there part of me that misses using an elytra? No, not really. From a video standpoint, the ender pearls get way better footage. Because flying around, you're zooming and zipping, and it can be disorienting. Okay. So this comes all the way down to here. Okay. So it's got 3 windows on the outside that are just as wide as the ones above them. So that means that this one here, well, this one's pretty tall, but okay, so it's going to be like this. It's going to be more like that. So the reason that we're not using the panes is because the diagonal windows need to match, right? So Scar is probably nowhere near a bed. I'm not either, and I'm working here. But you know what? It's fine. We can ender pearl to a bed real quick. There we go. Okay. So looking at the ratio on these windows here. On the model, these windows are 4 millimeters wide, and they are roughly 7 millimeters tall. So basically, if they're too wide, they need to be 4 tall. I moved some of the walls, not all of them, Dale. There are many walls here. There are many wall shifting opportunities. Dang it. And then the ones above it are basically 2 wide and 3 tall. And they're pretty close to that, so they come right up to the roof almost. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna need 18 of these, I guess. Is 1 millimeter 1 block? No, not exactly. I'm just trying to get the proportions roughly right at this point of the I'm trying to get the windows self-consistent with themselves. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so we just boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The big hoser. Yeah, this is the green screen for my tank top. Why else would you carry a green screen around with you if you're not going to chrome out your tank top? I mean, I think that looks like a pretty good start, right? Okay. I think the right window is 1 block too low. Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right. It is. You're right, because it should be 1 from the top, and it's 2 from the top. Thank you for calling that to my attention. The green roof stands out a lot. Well, I mean, that's how it is on the model, though. Like, that, some of the roofs are copper. Oh, you can't even see it because it's chromed out. But you see how one of the roofs is chromed out there? That's the copper roof. And there's other copper roofs on the inside, too, in the interior of the courtyard. Okay. So let's see, try and get this right, too. Oh, boy. Okay, so this is about 1 from the top here. So dang it. Oh, hey, but that's level with the floor. So that actually works. No, it's not. It's not level with the floor at all. Trying to do 2 of them there. Hold on. Dang it. It's hard to do. Dang it. And that was the fortune pick. Lesson learned. Good times Scar left the game. Okay, when he comes back, remind me to greet him. We're going to go out on top this time. Like this. Okay. And so these actually might need to move over 1 block to feel right. Yeah, it's kind of weird how those are. Zell says, Joe, are there any tutorials you'd recommend for watching to learn to build nice looking things? No. I would just go look at real life architecture and try to learn from it. Like this is like I'm learning about architecture by building papercraft models of real buildings and then trying to figure out how to translate that into Minecraft. You know, it's yeah, I don't really do building tutorial videos or watch those. I kind of do my own thing. Did we already use all of our gems? Yeah, Balthios gems, please don't yell in all caps. Feel like we had more gems. we can always just go get more, because there's still a bunch down there. So let's go ahead and dump this. The lower windows could be 3 wide for symmetry. It's going to throw off the proportions a lot, though. So... Bum, 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 bum. Oh boy, it's already 10:40. Time is always against us, Neo. How are we on gems? Stack and change. 2 stacks and change, actually. So the great thing about this location is that it's always loaded while we're working on the castle. So if we ever need gems, we always know where to go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's grab that one. And now we are on our way back upstairs. Okay. Space Cowboy, I don't have time to do that right now. That's a project for another day. Hey, Alex, I see you are in the Discord now. Awesome. Okay. I climbed up the wrong one of these. Stupid scaffolds. Got too many of them. Wait. There's where we're going. Can we? Nope. How are these not lit also? Really shouldn't have ledges like that. Allegedly. Oh, I'm going to come out on the outside. Dang it. Hey, we made it. How fast does a crystal respawn? Fast enough that it's not a problem for me, but like, I only go down there every few days, so I couldn't tell you like in hours. Hey, Rosalia Moon, life is good. We are working on our build, and it's coming along nicely. Everybody's talking about building lots of castles now. Everybody's gonna break it up today. Everybody's talking about building lots of castles now. La da 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 da. Castle in America. Castle in America. Okay, so I guess the problem is if we make this 3 wide here, then it's gonna be the problem is then the middle one is clearly off. Yeah, I don't think we can do that. We can move it out further that way if we want to make it more centered, but that's not exactly going to be right either. So like on this side, that would look kind of like, oh, I forgot to make more glass. That was the whole point of that exercise. Okay. Let's get rid of the tiles for right now because we're not really aggressively using those. We're going to get the glass back. Black and gray. Tinted glass. Make some more of that. So we could also do the same on here. Oops. Let me come over this way. No! Assassin's Creed 2. this the right one? Yay, we at least came up the right one. Not having precisely enough hay blocks to go that far is very obnoxious, I will say. So yeah, then we get the sand here. Ken Tips 10, who said, or no, sorry, Ken, I just wanted to rhyme so badly. Ken Tips 20, thank you, Ken, who says, for naps and bed hair. Yeah, I know it's not the best hair today, but we do what we can. That's going to put us $4 past our next Face Gamer expansion, so here we go. It's time to expand. Do-do-do-do. Alrighty, and we are now 16 away from the next Face Gamer expansion and the entrance of the Joe. Speaking of entrances, howdy, Scar. Scar's back. Yay, Scar. Glad to see him, as always. Okay, so from down here now, that one we did too short. I mean, in fairness, actually on this one, all of them are kind of too short. Or not too short, but too low, maybe. This one's extra too low. What's the time? It's gotta be close to midnight. My body's talking to me. It says time for danger. I'll make some scaffolding to climb. Maybe put in windows all night. Okay, actually, let's compare where these go in relation to that. So, yeah, these actually are aligning pretty much perfectly with that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I've had a knack since way back of breaking the rules once I learned the game. Yeah, so from this angle, which is where most people are going to see it from, that's going to look better, which is important. I'm kind of thinking of raising the height slightly on those middle ones there, but I don't know. So, window panes won't work on the diagonals, and so then at that point, we might as well just not do them on the head-on ones either. Hey, welcome, Big Hawk. Okay. So let's see. So on the inside of this one, there's actually, wow, I hadn't even processed that there's supposed to be like a tower thing that sticks out of there. That's going to be its own separate problem. There is a parallel window on the opposite side of, let's go in here. So directly across from there, there's supposed to be a comparable window on the opposite wall. So let's maybe try and deal with that. Is this the right spot? No. This seems like the right spot. Let's verify. Yeah, that's clearly exactly where we need to be. So up we go. Turn those out. And now getting this the right the right height on both sides is going to be a little tricky. But I believe in me. I have exceptionally high confidence in myself, which is completely unwarranted, but it makes me very survivable. So, you know, I got that going for me. Okay, so we're definitely not high enough up yet. Yeah, so that's now where we are there. Wait, Is this roof lower on this side? Well, that's a minor concern. Ooh. Mumbo is not on. Yeah, you know what? I don't think that's a big deal if we don't have those two little windows, though. Okay. Or at least it doesn't have to be. It feels like... Yeah, this has to do... Oh, it has to do with that roof coming down lower on that side. But wait. This is actually the exact techniques used by the original construction team. So great question, Sasha Boyd, who asks, is this how castles were built historically? 100% absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that wall is supposed to be even. And I realize now the reason for that is that this wall is supposed to go further out, but we ended up not being able to make it work. So I could pull this one tighter in, technically. Actually, yeah, this maybe should be tighter in. I mean, I think this is okay-ish, though. Is that the last ender pearl? Yeah, of course it was. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done. Sakara X says, how many walls are we going to have to move? At a certain point, there are some walls where I'm like, I'm trying to determine what we need to move and what we don't, right? Trying to figure out, like, what we can logically justify keeping as is versus what has to get shuffled. That sort of thing. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Time for Tubby Night Night. Time for Tubby Night Night. Okay. Let's go lay our head down and dream. Oh boy, I'm just looking at this whole thing, and this is kind of a lot, I'm gonna say. This is a lot. Now it's the demon on my shoulder. I don't know. Nolan Gill says, I'm going through Tennessee tomorrow on my way to get to Kentucky. Any quick stops you'd recommend? Which interstate are you on? There's several places that, like, where in Tennessee are you passing through? Because Kentucky is a 8-hour wide state, and Tennessee is an 8-hour wide state, and they're on top of each other. So if you're cutting through, like, East Tennessee to get to Eastern Kentucky, it's totally different from if you're cutting through West Tennessee to get to Western Kentucky, or Middle Tennessee to get to Center Kentucky. So, okay. So let's look at this. I mean, this is feeling like it's coming along pretty well. I do have a lot of IOUs, but I don't know if I want to burn them on moving a wall over. Okay, let's try climbing up here and seeing how this looks. I mean, this looks way better than it did. There is a blatantly missing block there. Bring us in. Oh, I forgot to get ender pearls. What is the purpose of the Grand Divisions of Tennessee? To make sure that no one part of the state controlled the state's judiciary or legislature. Like most statewide advisory boards would require like equal representation from the 3 Grand Divisions. So it couldn't just be Nashville or Memphis steamrolling everybody. Okay. Whew. So I think we're going to turn the face camera off and start recording this next segment. HermitCraft, Season 8, Episode 12, Segment Finale, Take 1. And action. Well, folks, I spent about 10... No, that's not good. Take 2, and action. From the stairs in the plaza to some basalt that I've cobbled. No. Take 3. And action. Well, folks... No, dang it, I decided not to do that. Take 4. 12 hours or so of working on these roofs. I have time-lapsed and compressed as proof for each and every one of you that, wow, you can do things if you spend 10 to 12 hours on them. But that doesn't mean anybody wants to watch 10 to 12 hours of it. So, in the interest of brevity, you can see that I have been working hard on all of these roofs, and bit by bit, this has come together. You know, I am now on top of the platform here, and behind me you can see I put in some of the windows, I've got some of the accents in, got some little towers as well, and I'm pretty happy with it all. You know, it's not done. It will take a while to be done. I was gonna ender pearl down, but I forgot my ender pearls. So instead, why don't we just try to land perfectly in this pond? Perfectly. Oh, I'm really glad we did that, because I took most of my armor off. But anyway, so let's do a cut here. Let's grab ender pearls, and yeah, we're going to do a soft cut there. So we're going to use that final take, and then I'm going to cut to me on a different roof, giving a different angle. Okay. Oh, I'm about 35 years old, willy-nilly. Okay, so more ender pearls. Actually, let's put the gems in there. Let's put these back on. Okay, so we got the first part of that take. We're going to move to a different vantage point now. From down here outside the drawn and courtier, and actually, you know what? Maybe let's come back to the bridge. No, I'm not a Vols fan. I'm a Vandy fan, because that is my alma mater. Abhishek, I am not married, nor am I currently in search of the future ex-Mrs. Hills. So let's go ahead and bring it in from down here. From that platform up there to down below here, when I cross this bridge, I don't have to fear that this looks terrible anymore. I am thrilled with how the windows are coming together. We've got some alcoves up here. having the model to refer to is really helping a lot. There are some funny things where it's like, oh no, this wall here is still missing because I haven't done that part of the model yet. And all of this with the driveway, that's still missing because we haven't done that part of the model. But, you know, it really is cool having something three-dimensional that I can refer to as I fall into the water. Don't drop your papercraft models in the water, folks. Glad I was just eating this delicious steak instead. Steak is entirely waterproof. In a lot of cultures, they will dip the steak in water before they eat it to tenderize the meat. Now, of course, there's going to be more windows. There's going to be more details. Cleo is going to jump in on some of that too, but I just wanted to show you roughly how this will look. This is the highest level of detail area is this part right here. Now, before we go, though, I need to return to my home, my little starter house, where I've prepared visual components for today's poem. You might have noticed that this episode was mid-roll ad-free, and that is thanks to Patreon sponsor Winnie T. Ford. So in lieu of that mid-roll ad, I will now read a poem of my own devising, which was inspired by Mojang and their bug reporting system. So here we go. Poppies are red, elytras are gray. Strongholds don't generate in snapshot 21W37A. Wait, I think I've read that wrong. Let me again. It's just there's no snapshot. Okay, so here we go. Poppies are red, elytras are gray. Snapshots don't generate in 21W37A. One more take. I was a little wobbly. Being wobbly with the mouse there is going to make the tracking when I put the screenshot in there wrong. So, here we go. Poppies are red, elytra are gray. Strongholds don't generate in 21W37A. Did I say strongholds or snapshots on the last one? I think I got it on the last one. So, for those of you who have not seen this tweet that I made, I'm basically interpreting a tweet here. I wrote a poem today based on, that was inspired by this bugs.mojang.com bug called Strongholds Don't Generate in 21W37A. I was just looking at that, and I'm like, that's a roses are red, violets are blue poem. So, okay, people are saying I nailed it. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and we'll say, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Stream, don't leave. That is not the end of the stream. That is the end of the recording. Don't leave the stream on me. I was only ending my recording. Don't leave the stream on me. I was only ending my recording. Womp, 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 womp. Okay, so we're going to go up here. Welcome, Ruth Miller. We need to record the intro to episode 14 now. Because if Cleo does any work on this while I'm asleep, I need to have it start before she does her work. Tokobot says, good morning, Joe. I almost closed Twitch on Reflex. Yeah, I know. Yeah, back when I used to watch my viewership numbers, I would be like, okay, guys, we're going to record an outro to a stream, or an outro to an episode, and then the intro to another episode. And, like, I would record the outro to the first episode, and, like, 5 minutes into the stream, and all of a sudden half of the people would leave. I was like, no. We're just recording the end of the episode. We're just recording the end of the episode. It's okay. It's okay. Freak out. Freak out. Okay, so here we go. We're heading back up to the top of here. Ruthando says, I'm building a skyscraper. What block palette do you recommend? I mean, it really depends on the environment and local materials, and, like, you got to figure it out. Ruth Miller, I'm glad you're enjoying my glasses. Thank you. Let's make sure that we haven't missed any tips while I was recording. Nope. Okay, we're good. We are 16 away from the next expansion. Okay, so. Okay. Breathe. we gotta center ourselves before we record the next segment, because it's the beginning of an episode. Beginning of the episode needs to have energy and life, like a seed that sprouts and blooms. Okay, so let's go ahead and eat this, and then, actually, it's probably funnier if I just fill my entire hotbar here with something silly, like red mushroom blocks or leather. Wait, tropical fish. Yeah, okay. Hold on. This is what I think is funny. It's like, Joe, you're a professional YouTuber now. You're going to make funnier jokes, right? It's like, no, I'm just going to fill my hotbar with fish. And then everybody's going to be like commenting, why did you have all these fish in your hotbar at the beginning of the episode? And it's like, just I thought it was funny. I'm very tired. It's a bad time to prank Scar. He's online. Oh, it won't mess with the recording. Oh, I should have had the ender pearls, though. We do need the ender pearls. Fish in the offhand. Fish at the Taco Bell. Fish in the offhand. Fish at the gates of hell. Okay. Let's switch out the offhand fish. Hold on. Can we make this more symmetrical? I care very deeply about certain elements of my production and have no concern at all for others. Okay. Put the trident in the middle. Okay. So then we'll take that off. Consolidate this to get that. Can we consolidate any of the rest of this? No. Okay. That's fine. Ken Tips 20, who says something fishy going on. Woo! Thank you, Ken. That's going to put us 4 past our next face camera expansion milestone. And now, I should mention, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each tip and milestone we hit. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Jost. Bum 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 bum. Is there a reason I haven't dyed my shulkers? Because they're not organized. If I color coded them, it's only color coding if the code corresponds with reality. But okay, that's gonna put us 16 away from the next expansion. And here we go. Face camera off. No other overlays active. Start recording. Marker. HermitCraft. Season 8. Episode 13. Episode 13. Take 1. And action. Let's see. How do we want to bring this in? What angle? I feel like we want to bring it this way first. Or, yeah. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And today on the HermitCraft server, we are continuing work on our Castle Hohenzollern. We've got all sorts of cool stuff going on up here that I'm really proud of. This roof, these spires, and whatnot. But you know what? Behind me, things get a little messy. For example, I was looking at Cleo's work here. Let me switch to first person, because this is the sort of thing you gotta really eyeball to believe. So I was looking at the this building here on the diagonal in the model, and it turns out that Cleo did not keep these a consistent distance from each other. Like, this is supposed to be a rectangular building at an angle. But if we go up higher here, where's my jump boost? Scar, did you turn off my beacon? No, the beacon's on. Scar, did you put me out of range of my beacon? No, it's Doc M. Doc M's AFK. We're gonna do a soft cut there because it wasn't Scar. Okay. Okay. Let's see though. So from up here, however, it becomes very obvious that the distance between like this block and the distance between that block and that block are not the same at all. We're going to have to fix this diagonal. This should not be a rounded curve here. There is supposed to be a rounded tower that sticks out from behind here, though. So this whole bit is basically going to get ripped down, rebuilt, and then we're going to roof it and start adding some details. Also, later on, I'm hoping to run into wells, and you know what? I'm just going to I'm not going to mention the wells thing here. I'll save that for later. Time skip. Let me try that again. I feel like my throat was a little congested. Time skip. Time skip. There we go. So we're going to stop that there. And we need to actually figure out the distances between these. Start working on this. I should warn Cleo. Just send Cleo a message real quick. Hey, did some checking on the dimensions of the diagonal building, and it looks like it'll need heavy wall movement before it can be safely roofed or detailed. Feel free to work on the parts that do have roofs in place, or to add additional towers and driveway parts that aren't adjacent the diagonal building. Thanks. Okay. Soon may the emails come per my previous one. Okay. So, did Scar come back? No. Okay. Oh wait, these are not cooked. I should not eat these. Okay. Rosalia Moon says, I really like watching you record. It shows how hard you work on recording your episodes. Thank you. Okay. So, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I need to record something with Wells tomorrow, but I'm going to try and get a head start on this, and then have him kind of like oh wait, my face camera's not back on. So like once Wells pops in tomorrow for the IOU thing, I might use that as like an opportunity to show whatever progress I've made so far. Like, well, I pulled down this wall and I marked it out. No, the thing is, Dale, this doesn't need to be moved 2 blocks. This needs to be radically re-angled. It's blatantly wrong. It needs to be just as wide. So, basically, this building here, which is the one that we need to rip out the walls for, it needs to be about just as wide as the building that I'm pinching here. This one. And it needs to be a consistent width the whole way through, which Cleo really didn't. She shouldn't have probably put these walls in without looking at that more closely. But she did, so we'll figure out how to move them. But it does make it a lot easier doing the palette swapping with the being able to just use the middle button to pick blocks as we go. So, I mean, on the whole, when I look down at this, oh boy. Yeah, see, that distance is how far out, like, that needs to be. So we need to make this less of a curve, and we need to build a parallel line out that way. And we need to have them meet at this big tower here. So this is like a whole thing. But we did get to experiment some with, you know, the block palette and a bunch of other stuff, so that's good. I mean, I think if Cleo comes in and looks at the work that I've gotten done on this since we last met, it's not like I'm disappointing. Okay. I mean, I might be in her eyes in other ways, but, you know, this will be fine. Okay. Now, if I am going to get some editing in tonight, I probably need to start looking at wrapping up the stream. Let's see. Wait, what is going on here? Let me make sure that this is muted. We're going to see what's going on over here. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on there. So let's check out this other stream. What are they doing? Why is everybody doing crazy stuff? Oh, that's Groot! Okay, well, Hot Nudge, as always, has an insanely complicated overlay of Groot. I did, like, after looking at other people's streams and not knowing what they were streaming, I just, like, was looking at that. I'm like, and here's something even weirder somehow. But, like, now that I know it's Groot, it's cool. Rebecca spends so much time on these overlays. Seriously, pinball streamers have some of the coolest stream effects and stuff. So I hope that you will check them out. When you get there, say, howdy, y'all. Joe Hills Raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.